Good afternoon and welcome to the Nevada School Wellness Policy webinar. I'm Cindy Rainsdon. I'm a registered dietitian and a program officer with the Nevada Department of Agriculture. Catrina Peters is also on the webinar, and she is also an RD and the School Nutrition Services Manager. You're all muted currently, but we will have questions at the end. So if you do have any questions, please hold those until then. We're going to start with a little background of Nevada's school wellness policy. In 2006, there was a statewide school wellness policy that was implemented, and each district was required to have their own wellness policy. In 2010, the Healthy Hunger Free Kids Act added more requirements to the wellness policies, and 2013, the Smart Snacks Nutrition Standards were distributed from USDA. In 2014, Nevada brought together a diverse group of people from various backgrounds to review, revise, and created the Nevada School Wellness Policy, which went into effect July 1st of 2014. And during this school year 14-15, school districts are responsible to review, revise, and bring their wellness policy into compliance with all the new regulations. In doing so, districts must establish local school wellness policy leadership. This person is called the Wellness Policy Coordinator, and we've asked each district to identify who in their district is in charge of their wellness policy, and their name, position, or title and contact information must be publicly available. We're currently in the process of compiling this list, and we will have those posted on our website very shortly. An advisory group is also required, and this is to allow the opportunity for a representative from the following groups to participate in the wellness policy development, implementation, and periodic review. Parents, students, representatives of the School Food Authority, PE teachers, school health professionals, members of the school board, school administrators, and the general public must be given the opportunity to participate. This is not to say that everybody will be able to, but a representative from each of those groups should have the opportunity. The advisory group is also required to meet at least 2 times a year, and this is to look at any wellness complaints, see anything that may need to be addressed during the school year. The next aspect is record keeping, an annual progress report. School districts must retain basic records, and they must report annually to the public the website address for local school wellness policy, how the public can receive or access a copy of their policy, a description of each of the school's progress in meeting their wellness goals, a summary of school events or activities related to the wellness policy, and the name, position, and contact information of their wellness coordinator. And there's an extensive reporting required every 3 years, and this is a triennial assessment. Currently, NDA is working on a web-based tool to collect the annual progress reports, and that will be available through our website next spring. And the results are made available to the public after each of the annual progress reports, and the triennial results will be reported out as well. NDA has also created a website for public comments for the implementation of school wellness policies. And these comments can be provided by parents, teachers, concerned citizens, the general public, anybody that has something to say about their local policy or what is happening within the school. And the website is here, and it is live currently, so you can go on and look and see if there are any comments for a specific school and submit a comment if you do wish to. The next thing is to create school wellness policy goals. Each school district must select and measure at least one goal from each of the following areas: nutrition promotion and education, physical activity, and other school-based activities. And these are reported to the school district annually on their progress report. School districts must decide whether or not they are going to use food as a reward. If they choose to, it is required that the food items be in alignment with the Smart Snacks nutrition standards, which we'll discuss in just a moment. We do encourage school districts and individual schools to provide incentives or rewards that are non-food based. If fundraising is occurring on the school campus during the school day, all items sold or given away must meet the Smart Snacks nutrition standards. There are no exemptions for this. This fundraiser item does not apply to foods sold within the intention of being consumed outside of the regular school day. So if you are having frozen cookie dough sales or pizza dough or something like that, it would not affect those items. Each school district must establish a policy that addresses special occasions or holidays that may allow foods that exceed the established nutrition parameters. Now, school districts must address the frequency of special occasions which would allow these foods. An exemption would not allow the sale of foods as part of a business enterprise or fundraising activity. And exemptions are not to be made for pep rallies and student organization meetings. Schools are required to provide the opportunity for children to have 15 minutes to consume the breakfast meal and 20 minutes to consume the lunch meal. The goal of this is to allow adequate time for children to eat and enjoy their meals. It is not intended for students to have to sit and remain seated the whole time, but be given the opportunity to have this time if they need it. Physical activity. Schools must provide the opportunity for moderate to vigorous physical activity, 30 minutes or greater each regular school day. Now this can be intramural sports. It can happen before school or after school. It does not have to be physical education classes, but can be provided in any way that is acceptable for your school. Now, recess before lunch was in the previous wellness policy as a requirement. We have changed that to be a recommendation in elementary schools. We have left this up to the school or district to decide if it is best and if it works for each individual elementary school. All marketing materials on the school campus during the school day must meet Smart Snacks nutrition standards. If there are large scoreboards or other pieces of equipment that are expensive to replace, we would like schools and school districts to address these as their leases and contracts expire. So we're not saying that you have to immediately replace everything, but just as it's possible. Now, the Smart Snacks nutrition standards apply to all foods sold or given away on the school campus during the school day. These standards apply to all grade levels and include general and specific nutrient standards. They do not apply to school meals. School meals have their own nutrition standards, which they are required to meet. They do not have to be for evenings, weekends, or community events that happen on school campus and cover the entire school campus during the school day. There are nutritional requirements for all schools, and we do have the Smart Snack approved food list, which we're updating annually and is available on our website, that has a list of products that meet the Smart Snack nutrition standards. If you do have any products that are not on the list and you would like to see if we could add them, if you email us their nutrition information, we will review them. Allowable beverages vary by grade level. It is important to note that all beverages must be non-carbonated. This is a state regulation and applies to all grade levels. Caffeine is potentially permitted at the high school level. That's a district or school level decision that can be made to allow it. And there's no restriction on the sale of any allowable beverage at any grade level during the school day anywhere on the school campus. Now this chart shows the different beverages, the size limits that they would be allowed, and just note that they do vary by grade level. And our wellness policy can be found on our website. And there's also a copy of the best practices manual. And this includes sample school wellness policy goals, a sample goal document or an action plan. It has a list of the non-food-based incentives or rewards, best practices for special occasions or holiday celebrations, best practices for incorporating physical activity into the school day, examples of allowable marketing on the school campus, and best practices for recess before lunch and adequate time to consume a meal. Next, we would like to go through some frequently asked questions regarding the school wellness policy and just test your knowledge on whether or not they would be allowed. So the first one, fact or myth. It is the responsibility of the food service director to implement the school wellness policy. This one is a myth. School wellness involves many different areas of the school environment, and the responsibility should not fall on one person or department within the school. That's important to remember and to include a variety of people in your advisory group. Fact or myth, school districts and schools can make their local school wellness policies stronger than the state policy. That's a fact. Each district and school is different and unique. We encourage schools and school districts to identify additional areas within the school environment they wish to include in their policy or to make their policy stricter than the state policy has. Fact or myth, my child can no longer bring cupcakes in for their birthday. This is a myth. There are exemptions allowed for special occasions at the discretion of the school district. School districts must address the frequency of foods exceeding the established nutrition parameters that may be allowed. This could mean that your school chooses to only celebrate birthdays once a month, and there's a designated day that everyone whose birthday that falls within that month brings their treat on that specific day. But it is at the discretion of the school district or school. Fact or myth, my child can no longer sell cookie dough as a fundraiser at school. This is a myth. There are no fundraiser exemptions allowed for foods sold in schools during the school day. Foods like cookie dough, which is uncooked or frozen, that are sold with the intention of being eaten at home may still be sold. Fact or myth, diet soda is allowed to be sold at the high school level. This is a myth. Although the federal regulations allow for carbonated beverages, Nevada has decided to continue to exclude carbonated beverages that are sold in schools at all grade levels. Fact or myth, chewing gum is allowed to be sold on the school campus. This is a fact. Sugar-free chewing gum is exempt from the Smart Snacks nutrition standards and may be sold in schools at the discretion of the school district or school. Fact or myth, recess before lunch is required in all elementary schools. Myth, recess before lunch is now recommended in elementary schools. Research has shown there are benefits. However, some schools have found that it does not work for them. Okay, now we will take any questions. Our contact information is here, both myself and Catrina's. We also have a couple of NDA resources. We will post the presentation on our YouTube channel as well as on the SlideShare. So if you guys want to check those out, that's where you can find all of our information. Also, we will send out an email with the links in them as well. And we just want to remind you the next webinar will occur on December 3rd at 10 a.m. And if you wish to participate, the links to all of our webinars will be on our webpage.